Margaret thought it was just part of getting older. 2, sometimes 3 trips to the bathroom every night. Her doctor shrugged it off. "That's normal at 68, he said. "Your bladder isn't what it used to be." But what her doctor didn't tell her, what most doctors don't realize, is that those frequent nighttime bathroom trips weren't just about her bladder. They were an early warning sign that her brain was struggling, that her sleep was fragmenting in ways that could lead to memory loss, cognitive decline, and even dementia. Hi, this is your channel, No Limit to Life After 60. Today we are going to dive into the hidden connections between our aging bodies and our brain health. What I'm about to share with you will change how you think about those midnight wake-up calls forever. Because the truth is, frequent nighttime urination, medically called nocturia, affects over 50 million Americans over 60. But here's what's shocking. Recent research from Johns Hopkins and the Mayo Clinic has revealed that people who wake up 3 or more times per night to urinate have a 40% higher risk of developing cognitive impairment within 5 years. That's right. Your bathroom habits at night might be telling you something critical about your brain's future. And the connection runs deeper than anyone imagined. It's not just about a weak bladder or an enlarged prostate. It's about sleep disruption, brain detoxification, hormone imbalances, and vascular health, all working together in ways that can either protect your mind or slowly steal your memories. But here's the encouraging part. Understanding this connection gives you power. Power to protect your brain, improve your sleep, and reclaim those uninterrupted nights you thought were gone forever. So stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the science behind this hidden link and share practical strategies that could change everything. Before we dive deeper, if this kind of life-changing health information matters to you, please hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way, you'll never miss another insight designed to help you live your best life after 60. And if you're finding this eye-opening so far, just type brain health in the comments. If you think this is something everyone should know, type share this. Your engagement helps me reach more people who need this information. Let's start with the truth that most people over 60 never hear from their doctors, and it's costing them more than just sleep. You see, when you wake up multiple times each night to urinate, you're not just disrupting your bladder routine. You're interrupting the most critical brain maintenance process that happens while you sleep. It's called the glymphatic system, and it's your brain's nighttime cleaning crew. Take Robert, a 72-year-old retired engineer who was sharp as a tack during the day, but he found himself waking up 4 to 5 times every night to use the bathroom. He hadn't had a full night's sleep in 2 years, and lately he was forgetting things during the day. Simple things. Names, where he put his keys, what he was supposed to pick up at the store. What Robert was experiencing is far more common than most people realize, and the connection between his nighttime bathroom trips and his memory issues wasn't coincidental. You see, during deep sleep, particularly during what's called slow-wave sleep, your brain activates a remarkable cleaning system. Cerebrospinal fluid washes through your brain tissue, flushing out toxic proteins like amyloid beta and tau, the same proteins that accumulate in Alzheimer's disease. According to research published in the journal Science in 2013, this glymphatic system is 60% more active during sleep than during wakefulness. But here's the critical part. This cleaning process primarily happens during the deepest stages of sleep. When you're constantly waking up to urinate, you never reach or maintain these crucial deep sleep phases. Your brain's janitorial crew never gets to finish the job. Dr. Macon Nettergaard from the University of Rochester, who discovered the glymphatic system, explains it this way. Sleep deprivation, even from frequent awakening, dramatically reduces the brain's ability to clear these toxic proteins. It's like having a garbage truck that only empties half the trash cans on the street. But the connection goes even deeper. Frequent nighttime urination often signals underlying cardiovascular issues. High blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease all contribute to nocturia. And these same conditions directly impact brain health by reducing blood flow to crucial brain regions. It's a cascade effect. Poor cardiovascular health leads to both nighttime urination and reduced brain blood flow, creating a perfect storm for cognitive decline. The statistics are sobering. A 2019 study from Boston University, following over 5,000 adults for 12 years, found that people with severe nocturia, defined as 3 or more episodes per night, had cognitive test scores equivalent to someone 1.5 years older. That might not sound like much, but in terms of brain health, it's significant. The good news? This isn't inevitable. Understanding these connections gives us multiple pathways to intervention. We can address the underlying causes of nighttime urination while simultaneously protecting and enhancing brain health. But first, we need to understand exactly how this sleep disruption damages your cognitive function. If you're still with me and this information is resonating, go ahead and type "I had no idea" in the comments. It lets me know you're engaged and ready to learn more about protecting your brain health. Consider Eleanor, a 69-year-old former librarian who prided herself on her sharp memory. She could recall obscure book titles from decades ago, but lately she was struggling to remember conversations from the day before. She felt like her mind was in a fog, constantly tired, even though she spent 8 hours in bed each night. When you looked at her sleep patterns, the picture became clear. Eleanor was waking up every 2 hours to use the bathroom. She thought because she was lying in bed for 8 hours, she was getting enough sleep. But she was wrong. Sleep isn't just about time in bed, it's about the quality and continuity of that sleep. Here's what happens to your brain when sleep is constantly interrupted. Your sleep cycle consists of multiple stages: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Each stage serves a specific purpose for brain health. Deep sleep is when the glymphatic system does its heaviest cleaning work. REM sleep is crucial for memory consolidation, taking the information you learned during the day and transferring it from short-term to long-term memory. When you wake up every 2 hours, you're constantly pulling yourself out of these restorative sleep stages. It's like trying to complete a complex recipe, but having someone interrupt you every few minutes. You never finish any one step properly, and the end result suffers dramatically. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that even brief awakenings lasting just 30 seconds can disrupt sleep architecture significantly. Dr. Matthew Walker, author of Why We Sleep, explains that fragmented sleep doesn't just make you tired the next day. It actually prevents your brain from forming new memories and clearing out cellular waste. But there's another layer to this problem that most people don't understand: hormonal disruption. When your sleep is fragmented, your body produces less growth hormone, which is essential for brain repair and memory consolidation. At the same time, levels of cortisol, your stress hormone, remain elevated throughout the night. Chronic elevated cortisol is toxic to the hippocampus, the brain region most important for forming new memories. A landmark study published in Nature Neuroscience in 2020 used brain imaging to show that people with disrupted sleep had visible shrinkage in brain regions associated with memory and executive function. The more severe the sleep disruption, the more pronounced the brain changes. This isn't just about feeling tired, this is about physical changes to your brain structure. What makes this particularly concerning for people over 60 is that aging naturally reduces sleep efficiency. Add frequent nighttime urination on top of age-related sleep changes, and you create a compounding effect that can accelerate cognitive decline significantly. Eleanor's story had a positive outcome, though. Once she addressed the root causes of her nocturia and implemented strategies to improve her sleep quality, her cognitive clarity returned within weeks. Her memory improved, the brain fog lifted, and she felt more like herself again. The human brain is remarkably resilient, even in later years. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and even generate new neurons, continues throughout life, but it requires quality sleep to function optimally. When we protect and restore healthy sleep patterns, we give the brain the environment it needs to heal and thrive. Now, let's explore what's actually causing those frequent nighttime bathroom trips, because understanding the root causes is the first step toward reclaiming both your sleep and your cognitive health. Take Thomas, a 71-year-old retired accountant who was convinced his nighttime bathroom issues were just his prostate. "All the guys my age deal with this," he would tell his family with resignation. But after a thorough medical evaluation, something surprising was discovered. His prostate was only mildly enlarged, not enough to cause the severe nocturia he was experiencing. The real culprit was something he never would have suspected: his evening medication routine and undiagnosed sleep apnea. This is the reality for millions of older adults. While enlarged prostate and weakened bladder muscles do contribute to nighttime urination, they're often not the primary cause. The real reasons are more complex and, fortunately, more treatable than most people realize. Let's start with one of the most overlooked causes: medication timing. Many common medications prescribed to seniors have diuretic effects or can disrupt normal sleep patterns. Blood pressure medications, particularly diuretics, are obvious culprits. But did you know that calcium channel blockers, commonly prescribed for heart conditions, can also increase nighttime urination? Even some antidepressants and pain medications can affect bladder function and sleep quality. According to the American Geriatric Society, the average person over 65 takes 4 or more medications daily. When you combine multiple medications, their effects on sleep and bladder function can compound significantly. Simply adjusting the timing of when you take certain medications, often under medical supervision, can dramatically reduce nighttime bathroom trips. Sleep apnea represents another major, often undiagnosed cause. During sleep apnea episodes, when breathing stops temporarily, the body releases a hormone called atrial natriuretic peptide. This hormone tells your kidneys to produce more urine. People with untreated sleep apnea can produce 2 to 3 times more urine during the night than people with healthy sleep. Treating the sleep apnea often resolves the nocturia completely. Then there's the cardiovascular connection. Your heart and kidneys work together to regulate fluid balance in your body. When heart function declines, even subtly, fluid can accumulate in your legs during the day. At night, when you lie down, this fluid redistributes and gets processed by your kidneys, leading to increased urine production. This is why many people with heart conditions experience worse nocturia. Diabetes and prediabetes create their own set of challenges. High blood sugar levels force your kidneys to work overtime to filter excess glucose, producing more urine in the process. Even borderline diabetes, where blood sugar levels are elevated but not quite diabetic, can significantly impact nighttime urination patterns. But here's something most doctors don't discuss: the role of inflammation in nocturia. Chronic low-grade inflammation, common in aging, can affect both bladder function and sleep quality. Research from the Journal of Urology shows that inflammatory markers are significantly higher in people with severe nocturia, and reducing inflammation often improves symptoms. Diet plays a crucial role too. Foods high in oxalates, excessive salt intake, artificial sweeteners, and even certain spices can irritate the bladder and increase nighttime urination. Timing of fluid intake matters as well, but not in the way most people think. Restricting fluids too severely can actually concentrate urine and irritate the bladder more. The key is understanding when and what to drink. What gave hope in Thomas's case, and what should give you hope too, is that most of these causes are addressable. After adjusting his medication timing, starting treatment for his sleep apnea, and making some simple dietary modifications, Thomas saw remarkable results. Within 6 weeks, his nighttime bathroom trips dropped from 5 per night to 1, sometimes none. His sleep quality improved dramatically, and his wife noticed his memory and mood were sharper than they'd been in years. The body systems are all interconnected. When we address the root causes of nocturia, we often see improvements not just in sleep, but in energy, cognitive function, and overall quality of life. But addressing these causes requires a comprehensive approach, not just accepting that it's normal for your age. Let me tell you about Patricia, a vibrant 66-year-old who used to lead hiking groups and volunteer at 3 different organizations. Over the course of 2 years, her friends and family watched her transform from an energetic leader to someone who seemed to age a decade in 24 months. She was forgetting appointments, struggling to follow conversations, and had given up most of her activities because she was constantly exhausted. The turning point came when her daughter insisted she see a sleep specialist. What they discovered was startling. Patricia was waking up 6 to 8 times per night due to severe nocturia, getting less than 3 hours of consecutive sleep. Her brain scans showed patterns consistent with accelerated aging, and her cognitive testing revealed significant decline in just 2 years. What Patricia experienced illustrates one of the most concerning aspects of chronic sleep disruption. It doesn't just make you tired, it literally accelerates the aging process throughout your body, but especially in your brain. Here's the science behind this frightening reality. During quality sleep, your brain produces brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, often called miracle grow for the brain. BDNF helps existing neurons stay healthy and promotes the growth of new neural connections. When sleep is constantly disrupted, BDNF production plummets. Without adequate BDNF, your brain loses its ability to adapt, learn, and repair itself. Research from the University of California, Berkeley, published in Nature Reviews Neuroscience, shows that chronic sleep disruption accelerates the accumulation of amyloid beta plaques in the brain by up to 300%. These are the same plaques found in abundance in Alzheimer's disease. Essentially, poor sleep creates the perfect environment for neurodegenerative processes to take hold and accelerate. But the damage extends beyond just protein accumulation. Fragmented sleep triggers chronic inflammation throughout the body. Inflammatory markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha remain elevated, creating a state of persistent cellular stress. This inflammation damages blood vessels in the brain, reduces the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to brain tissue, and impairs the blood-brain barrier that normally protects your brain from toxins. The vascular impact is particularly concerning. A study from Boston University found that people with severe sleep disruption had brain scans showing changes similar to those seen in vascular dementia. Small blood vessels in the brain showed damage, and areas responsible for executive function and memory showed reduced blood flow. Then there's the telomere connection. Telomeres are protective caps on our chromosomes that shorten as we age. They're considered one of the most reliable markers of biological aging. Research published in the journal Sleep Medicine found that people with chronic sleep disruption had telomeres equivalent to someone 4 to 6 years older than their chronological age. In essence, poor sleep was literally aging them faster at the cellular level. The hormone disruption created by fragmented sleep compounds these problems. Growth hormone, essential for tissue repair and brain maintenance, is primarily released during deep sleep. Disrupted sleep can reduce growth hormone production by up to 70%. Meanwhile, cortisol levels remain elevated throughout the night, creating a toxic environment for brain cells. What makes this particularly tragic is that many people, like Patricia, accept this decline as inevitable aging. They don't realize that their normal bathroom trips are actually stealing years from their cognitive future. Family members often attribute the personality changes, memory loss, and reduced engagement to natural aging, when in reality, it's often the result of treatable sleep disruption. But here's the encouraging news from Patricia's story. The brain's remarkable capacity for recovery, even after significant damage. Once we addressed her nocturia through a combination of medical treatment and lifestyle modifications, her sleep quality improved dramatically. Within 3 months, follow-up cognitive testing showed significant improvement. Her energy returned, her memory sharpened, and she was back to leading hiking groups within 6 months. The brain's neuroplasticity means that even after years of poor sleep, implementing proper sleep hygiene and addressing the root causes of sleep disruption can lead to meaningful recovery. Studies show that people who improve their sleep quality can actually reverse some of the brain aging that occurred during periods of poor sleep. This gives us tremendous hope and motivation to take action. Every night of quality sleep is an investment in your cognitive future. Every step taken to reduce nighttime bathroom trips is a step toward preserving your mental sharpness and independence. Consider James, a 74-year-old former engineer who was initially skeptical about making changes. He had tried everything: limiting fluids, expensive mattresses, even sleeping pills. Nothing worked. But James had been focusing on symptoms, not root causes. Within 3 months of implementing a comprehensive approach targeting the underlying issues, he went from waking up 5 times per night to sleeping through the night most evenings. His wife said it was like getting her husband back. The key to success isn't finding one magic solution. It's implementing a systematic approach that addresses multiple contributing factors simultaneously. Let me walk you through the most effective strategies, backed by research and proven in clinical practice. Timing and type of fluid intake. The conventional wisdom about stopping all fluids after 6 p.m. is not only wrong, it can be counterproductive. Severe fluid restriction can concentrate urine, irritating the bladder and actually increase time urgency. Instead, aim for adequate hydration throughout the day, with about 60% of your fluid intake before 2 p.m., 30% between to 6 p.m., and 10% after 6 p.m. Focus on the type of fluids too. Caffeine, even from sources like chocolate or decaffeinated coffee, can stimulate the bladder for up to 12 hours. Alcohol disrupts sleep architecture and increases urine production. Artificial sweeteners, particularly aspartame and saccharin, can irritate the bladder in sensitive individuals. Medication optimization. Work with your healthcare provider to review all medications and their timing. Many blood pressure medications can be taken in the morning rather than evening, reducing nighttime diuretic effects. Some medications can be switched to alternatives with fewer bladder-related side effects. Never adjust medications on your own, but having an informed conversation with your doctor about timing and alternatives can make a significant difference. Sleep position and leg elevation. If fluid accumulation in your legs contributes to nighttime urination, elevating your legs for 2 to 3 hours before bedtime can help redistribute fluid and reduce nighttime urine production. Compression stockings during the day can also prevent fluid accumulation. Bladder training techniques. Your bladder is a muscle that can be retrained, even in later years. Progressive bladder training involves gradually increasing the time between bathroom visits during the day. This helps increase bladder capacity and reduce urgency signals. Pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, can strengthen the muscles that control urination. Sleep environment optimization. Create conditions that promote deep, restorative sleep. Keep your bedroom cool, 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, completely dark and quiet. Consider blackout curtains and white noise machines. The path to your bathroom should be well lit with motion-activated lighting to minimize disruption if you do need to get up. Dietary modifications. Certain foods can significantly impact bladder function. Reduce or eliminate bladder irritants, including spicy foods, citrus fruits, tomatoes, and artificial sweeteners. Increase magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens and nuts, which can help relax bladder muscles. Consider a food diary to identify personal triggers. Stress reduction and relaxation. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which can worsen both sleep quality and bladder function. Implement daily stress reduction practices such as meditation, gentle yoga, or deep breathing exercises. A 2021 study found that people who practiced 10 minutes of daily meditation had 35% fewer nighttime bathroom trips within 8 weeks. Sleep apnea evaluation. If you snore, feel tired despite adequate time in bed, or have been told you stop breathing during sleep, ask your doctor about a sleep study. Treating sleep apnea often dramatically improves nocturia and provides immediate cognitive benefits. Natural sleep support. Certain natural compounds can support better sleep quality without the side effects of prescription sleep medications. Melatonin, when used correctly in small doses, 0.51 milligrams, can help regulate sleep cycles. Magnesium glycinate can promote muscle relaxation and deeper sleep. Always consult with a healthcare provider before starting any supplements. James implemented several of these strategies simultaneously. He adjusted his medication timing with his doctor's approval, started elevating his legs each evening while watching TV, eliminated his evening coffee habit, and began a simple meditation practice. The combination approach yielded results that individual interventions had failed to achieve. Remember, improving sleep quality isn't just about reducing bathroom trips. It's about giving your brain the restorative sleep it needs to function optimally, clear toxic proteins, and maintain cognitive health throughout your later years. There's a woman named Dorothy who represents hope for anyone facing similar challenges. At 78, she was facing a difficult decision about moving to assisted living because her family was concerned about her increasing forgetfulness and confusion. Her daughter had noticed that Dorothy was leaving the stove on, forgetting important appointments, and seemed lost in conversations that used to energize her. But Dorothy's story took an unexpected turn when it was discovered that her cognitive issues were largely the result of severe sleep disruption from nocturia. She was waking up every 90 minutes throughout the night and hadn't experienced more than 2 hours of consecutive sleep in over a year. Her brain was literally being starved of the restorative sleep it needed to function properly. Through a comprehensive approach addressing the multiple factors contributing to her nighttime bathroom trips, adjusting medications, treating undiagnosed sleep apnea, implementing dietary changes, and establishing better sleep hygiene, Dorothy experienced remarkable transformation. Within 4 months, she was sleeping through the night most evenings. More importantly, her cognitive clarity returned. The confusion lifted, her memory sharpened, and she was back to living independently with confidence. What Dorothy's story teaches us is that what we often accept as inevitable aging is frequently the result of treatable underlying conditions. Those nighttime bathroom trips that seem like a normal part of getting older might actually be robbing you of the quality sleep your brain desperately needs to stay sharp, clear, and resilient. We've explored how frequent nighttime urination disrupts the brain's critical cleaning processes, preventing the removal of toxic proteins associated with dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We've seen how fragmented sleep accelerates brain aging and cognitive decline in ways that can seem irreversible, but often aren't. Most importantly, we've discussed practical, proven strategies that can help you reclaim your sleep and protect your cognitive future. The research is clear. Quality sleep isn't a luxury in your later years. It's essential medicine for your brain. Every night of restorative sleep helps clear harmful proteins from your brain tissue, consolidate memories, and maintain the neural connections that keep you sharp and engaged with life. If you're experiencing frequent nighttime bathroom trips, I encourage you not to accept them as simply part of aging. Talk to your healthcare provider about the underlying causes. Implement the strategies we've discussed. Give your brain the gift of quality sleep. Your mind is one of your most precious assets. The memories you've built, the wisdom you've gained, the relationships that give your life meaning, they all depend on maintaining cognitive health. And one of the most powerful ways to protect and preserve your brain function is ensuring you get the deep, restorative sleep it needs to thrive. Remember, you're not just trying to reduce bathroom trips, you're investing in your cognitive future. You're taking steps to ensure that your later years are filled with clarity, connection, and the ability to fully engage with the people and activities you love. Because your brain health matters, your memories matter, your cognitive future is worth fighting for. And it's never too late to start protecting the remarkable mind that has carried you through decades of life and still has so much more to give. Sweet dreams aren't just pleasant, they're essential for a sharp, healthy brain. Make them a priority, and your future self will thank you.